before starting in the company, we never thought, okay, this is going to succeed. Okay, we never thought Aapaavani is going to succeed. So, but when we came full time on Aapaavani, so it has to succeed.
Correct.
So there is no other option. So we never had a plan B. There is only one plan A. So when we do not have a plan B, automatically your plan will succeed because we will be more focused on plan A. So when you plan for plan B, so you are splitting your time between plan A and plan B.
Yeah.
So when we never had a plan B. Okay, I never thought what if Aapaavani fails. I never thought what if Aapaavani fails. Okay, I had only one thing, Aapaavani.
No negative, only positive.
Yes. So that is the thing which kept us motivated. Even now it is the same.
Yeah.
We both never thought of going back to any other job.
We were
only with the Aapaavani.
correct. We were not scared, but of course our parents were scared
Yeah.
because they are from humble farming background. So for taking at least 1 lakh rupee of loan from a bank also they think 10 times. So whether loan is required, though it is a zero interest loan, they take hundreds of permutation and combination in their mindset whether we will be able to repay the loan or not. Still that thought will be there. So when we said that we are coming out from the industry, their thought is it is not advisable. You better continue working in a very good job because MCF is a nationally known brand. And the Manipal University is also a very well-known academic institution where both of us were earning a good amount. In 2015 also we were earning very good amount, and that was enough for us to lead a very good life without much of a challenge. Then we just wanted to come out and try something new because there was an opportunity. We wanted to capitalize on that, but our parents were little hesitant and they never demotivated us. They always encouraged us. So that is the system. In case if you are morally low, you can talk to your siblings, you can talk to your parents, your cousins. They will always keep you motivated. But corner of their mind earlier, they might have thought, so in case what if it fails? But we never had that what if. That doesn't work in entrepreneurial journey, startup journey, it will not. So always you should feel like, and you should act also, that this will succeed. Of course, when you work hard, there is no way that you can fail. So if you know 200 pages of one textbook, from first page to last page, entire concept, there is no way that you can lose a mark because whatever they ask from the same textbook.
Yes.
So when you know that this is the problem and this is the solution you want to execute, then maybe financial constraints that of course that will come in a personal life also it will come. When you earn maybe a lakh rupee, sometimes you may still misbalance the financial planning. So likewise in industry also, in a startup also, the challenges would be there in terms of financial planning. But when you know a problem which is there, and when you know that you can deliver a solution, it's only a success that will follow. The time may be different. For us, Aapaavani, it may take 10 years, 15 years to reach the goal where we have. But somebody else from a new generation would come and attack, may succeed in 5 to 7 years. The timeline may differ from person to person, organization to organization, but the success will always be there if you give your heart and mind. Yeah.
Being technical background, how difficult was it to establish or run company, and according to you, what are basic skills that you want to start? Mainly creative minds.
Yeah, in our field, I would say technical. You should be thorough with your basics.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because whatever treatment plans they have designed, it's based on our technical understanding of the basics, the treatment plans. Because when you know the basics, you can tackle any kind of challenges. So that is the one aspect. And you should know basics of finance. How to run a company, basics of what is cash flow and how to utilize the funds in a correct manner. This is sufficient because we learn in the hard way. Okay, we never know anything about managing finance. So, but we learned in the hard way. But as a beginner or who wants to start a company, I advise them to learn a little bit about finance before starting a company.
Otherwise,
because of that, it will be a little bit easier to do the makeup.
And it is not like when you face that challenge of financial discomfort or crisis, it will not put you down. It only makes your goal or reaching the journey like slightly slower, because you will have to go back and then you start from the scratch. Again, you will be at square one. So otherwise, you would have already cleared 2-3 milestones. So if there is a bigger financial crisis, you will come back to zero and then you have to build. So that is one thing. So financial knowledge for both of us, we were not from that background at all. But now I can tell that Chinmay can at least tackle some of the moderate CAs. So he has good ability to understand the numbers. That is one thing which is very much required. So since he handles our finance, so we are in a far better position.
Okay, so we would like to hear like what is your first client story?
In initial days, initial days were quite challenging. Like any startup for that matter, it is not the story which is exaggerated by us. If you speak to any founder who started from the grassroots, so they will have the same story. Initial 2-3 years of their time will be roaming every shop by shop, selling your product, saying that, sir, we do this, kindly give us an opportunity. And when you are a little younger, when you seemed very young, people tend to hesitate giving an opportunity to you. It doesn't mean that they don't trust you. They just feel like whether you are matured enough to handle the money that he gives to you, because any wastewater treatment plant that needs to be designed or constructed, which will have a cost of minimum 10 lakh rupees or 20 lakh rupees. A person believing in a very small team with no experience of giving a 20 lakh rupees would be very stressful for him. Because for him managing that 20 lakh, whether we are capable of handling that 20 lakh or not, he should get the faith or trust. So initially for 2-3 years, we went to around 20-30 clients and spoke to them, saying that, so give us an opportunity, we will show that what are our abilities. So everything was not very smooth, because everybody was giving a good feedback on our technical understanding of the problem. They were like, good, you understood the problem, you pointed out the right pain point, you are spot on identifying the diagnostic failures or process failures in our system.
How did you convince them? Like,
that's what we were telling that, sir, your system might be behaving like this. So for example, when you have some internal problem, when you go to a doctor, he will tell whether you feel like this after you getting up, whether you feel like this, or when you walk after sometimes, whether you feel this. So he gives you scenarios. He may tell you 5-10 scenarios, like you will be feeling the same. Then you will understand that the doctor is right. He identified the problem. So likewise, we used to identify their problems by looking at the wastewater treatment facility. We could able to understand. So this system is not delivering up to the mark. The system has all the ability, but it is underutilized, or it is overutilized, or it is under-designed or over-designed. We could able to find out, but we were not able to give a solution, because that solution would cost around 10 lakh rupees for them. They were not ready, because already 2-3 consultants have come there and they have given multiple solutions, and they have already burnt 10-20 lakhs to the client. And now we as a beginner coming in and solving that again at a cost of 10 lakh was very difficult. Then we decided that no, that is very difficult for us to move in this manner. If we go, we may not be able to capitalize even one problem. Because 3 years, 2018, 19, 20, almost we went to maybe 30-35 industries and institutions to sell our first product. But then finally, with the help of my guru, Dr. H.N. Uday Shankar, I should remember him throughout. So he gave us a breakthrough by introducing us to Sri Siddhi Vinayaka residential school. There is a Siddhi Vinayaka temple in Hattiangadi. He took us there, and they also wanted a team which is very young, because he had a little stress on his finance. So he wanted somebody who is very new, who can work on a break-even. Then we also wanted one client who at least trusts us. So it was win-win for both of us. Then with all discussion, he then gave us one work that we believe that the prasadam of Ganapati, and we are always thankful to that person. And still he gives us projects, and he is a good referral for us. And then that one project turned the entire scenario for us. That is in domestic sewage, like sewage treatment. One of our close relative, through a relative connection, we got one opportunity in Bangalore, that is Blue Logic, Mr. Nanda Kumar. So he also gave us an opportunity that he knew that we are very new, we have not solved any industrial problem. And he backed us, you do it, I have only this much fund. So you do whatever you want, but in case if we find any challenges, we will then work together. I will give you confidence, you whatever capability you have, you put it up. That is our first project in industrial effluent. That is for a garment, like denim wash, textile denim wash. So those were the two projects we started with. So before that we had around at least 30-35 endless waiting, the morning till night. It is all same. There is no big deal in sharing that, because every founder will share the same opinion. So countless nights and lot of setbacks, lot of humiliation, that will always be there. When you come from a farming background, our Swabhimana, it is very high. We don't want to listen from anyone. We don't want to be in that position. Always my parents, his parents, they always tell, you do any work, but not to, don't do any work where other people can pinpoint you, that these people have done something wrong. So if you are not confident, if you don't know how to solve the problem, you just tell the client that I am not able to solve this problem right away. So that we have, both of us, we have incorporated from day one. If you are not confident about solving that problem, we will tell the client that we are not ready. It is not like we are not capable, we are not ready yet. So we will go back, we will study and we will come back. So that is our attitude throughout. So that those are the problems which generally every startup will have. So in case anybody wants to start, so you also should be prepared for that. It is not like once if you get a humiliation, you should be morally down. Some people may speak in a little harsh way, which we are not at all trained to handle that situation. It is kind of a stressful condition. Stress in interview, you might be knowing that suddenly many questions will come and they will be speaking in a very high tone, that you puts you into a very difficult position. But that you will have to learn, exposing to that environment. We cannot teach that in a classroom. Like I cannot ask you a very harsh question and make you learn that.
Yeah.
Because you know me, and whenever I teach you that, you always feel like that comfort will be there, comfort zone will be there. Whatever sir teaches, it may be for the classroom. When you go to industry and face the client, that environment is quite different. But initial days, you have to face that, no matter whether you are old, whether you are young, whether you are experienced or whether you are least experienced. Because every client is different, so they will have their own mood. They may have different other problems. It is not that they wanted to punish you or scold you. Before, sometimes it so happened that before we go to that client, 1 hour before, he got a rejection of 3 crore from his vendor, his client. He was fuming, which we don't know. And we went inside and he was like, what? I said, sir, this is, we need some additional 12 lakh rupees. He blasted like anything. I was like, oh my God, what wrong I did. After coming out, I was very bad, feeling very bad. Then his associate, he told that you went at the wrong time. He was already low, financially stressed. You go and you ask for further money, then he will be little aggressive. Sometimes it so happens like that. You don't know why he screamed at you. But there may be some other connected events which lead him to respond. So you have to think in all perspectives and prepare for the event or any meeting when you go. Sometimes it may turn up well, it may turn up bad. Either way, you should accept it. Yeah.
Your professional and visionary side of you. So let's go for some spontaneous and fun of you. Okay. So the first game is for you, like who knows better. So my first question: who is more risk taking? Okay. Who is more strict with employees? Why are you so strict?
One has to be strict, one has to be good cop, bad cop.
Okay. Do you like shout or something?
No, he will never shout.
Okay.
He speaks very less. Chinmay is something like very disciplined. He is kind of a very stricter means he doesn't scream. He thinks before. He always responds. I always reply. So reply is always most of the times it is you end up in wrong position. When you respond to a problem, you end up mostly in the right position. So that is the contrast, what I was telling earlier. So I reply, he respond.
Who takes longer to reply messages?
Of course.
Who is better at convincing clients?
Yeah.
Who works late night more often? Who is more likely to forget important dates?
Of course.
So more it is you only.
Yeah.
Who spends more time on social media?
That I think he spends.
He does all the works.
No, he is updated with all the whereabouts. He is always engaging with the global changes or whatever developments that happens.
Like guys,
Technologically as well as in terms of routine. Yeah. Not like social media doesn't mean that what is that? Instagram.
Instagram, Snapchat, chatting.
No.
Even Instagram,
Snapchat, chatting.
X.
He is there on X. He spends more time on Twitter, X.
Okay.
Instagram and all, we are very bad. Facebook, anyway, we never opened, I think, since very long. Don't even remember them. So, I mean, social media in terms of that.
Who is more punctual?
Of course, Chinman. Always
Who is more stubborn?
stubborn. He is stubborn. If he thinks,
Want certain things to be done, it has to be done.
yeah, for me something, but he holds me back sometimes. He's the only
Chill
person
guy,
who
the
can.
stubborn guy.
Yeah, I am little chilled. He's little. So,
Who is more likely to take risks?
I take more risk.
Okay. Who apologizes first after an argument?
Mostly I only apologize because I only make mistakes. He doesn't make because when he responds,
You will only
there is
fight and you
most
will
of the
be sorry.
times there is nothing he can apologize. So he always keeps
And
calm.
one more thing is, we never have to apologize to each other.
Yeah,
That's the one thing.
correct.
So whatever happens, we have that understanding. We never apologize.
Like go with the flow.
Yes.
Who is more emotional?
I am more emotional.
Who is better at multitasking?
Both of us are good at multitasking.
Who motivates the team more?
I motivate the team.
Chinmaya, sir, as founder or as a friend?
Of course, as a friend.
And Vishnu sir as co-founder or as a friend?
As a friend.
So now let's go with some more questions. As first generation entrepreneurs, what are the bold steps you have taken for the growth of Aapaavani till now? Some of the
like-
bold steps.
The property purchase.
Yeah, that's what even that
We took
my
our
mind.
risk and we purchased that lot for the company. So it's where we are, our existing offices in Aapaavani Industry Area. It's about 1 year now. That is one of the good steps we took to step up our growth. Because without any one good office and with the good working atmosphere, we cannot grow. Because employees they need to be in good morale when they work. So it's our responsibility to give them that. As a founders, it's our responsibility to give the resources they want. So we thought, okay, this is the step we need to take. And we took that step and we purchased the property. So now it's been better.
And we kept hiring people.
Yes, that's also.
That, because we were not financially strong, but we believed that the right team can make us financially stable. So always whenever we find the right person, whether it is required at that point of time or not, if he is good, if his attitude is right, we create that opportunity, we create that vacancy and we hire. So that is one thing we always do. From the beginning we were doing that. So sometimes we were under a lot of stress because we have already onboarded them. We may not be able to send them back. And the projects are, as Chinmay told, we were not having good amount of projects sometimes. So that puts a lot of pressure on us. But that step is always required. The team has to consistently grow. You cannot bring people all of a sudden. If you get 4 projects, you cannot hire people by paying high salary from other parts and make them work because they are not emotionally connected. So the team should always be aligned with the organization's vision. So that only happens when you have a longer association with employees. That is what we always believe. So that steps are which are we consider it a little bold. And one more thing is that both of us, we sacrifice a lot of our family time. That is again a bold step to dedicate most of our time with the organization. We consider Aapaavani is our first baby always. So, but our better halves may not have the same thought, because of their support, we are able to reach this stage. Otherwise, we would have shut the doors and closed the shutters and gone back. So they stood next to us always. Though we don't give much of a time, still they try to be with us. So we try to be with Aapaavani, they try to be with us. So it is hard to live with entrepreneurs. That's what I believe. So if you want to do something, it takes little time. You set your startup, then you get married, so that you can give justice to your better half. Either way, a woman entrepreneur or man. So either way, it will be same. You cannot diverge. So in case after marriage Chinmay hasn't gone to any. It's 3, 4, 5, 6 years almost. 5 years they have not gone to any trip. So he's planning next week. So 5 years they have to wait just to go outside and spend at least 2-3 days. It is not possible. That is the level of stress. That is some of the decisions that we have to make, which are not very much positive for the family side. And we miss a lot of family engagements. We miss a lot of family functions. We may not be able to go. It is not that we don't want to go. We can't go. Sometimes family members, they understand. Sometimes they also feel bad. Because we miss, for every situation we want to be there. We commit that we want to be with the family. I will tell my sister that I will be there. I will come 2 days before. I will do all these things. When the moment it comes, I skip that. Then it is something. It's not that we don't want to be there. We have priorities are always set. That priority we cannot, just for a moment also we cannot swap it. That is one negative side of that.
So, like in the starting, how did you get the financial source of income? Like most of the people, even the starters also, they have ideas of a startup. Even like you guys have the generation now also have that idea. But the only thing that matters for them is that source of income. How do they get? Like that is the main thing that they just quit. Like we can't afford this much, so we can't get also.
That is there.
There is some threshold. So beyond that, one cannot survive.
Correct.
Up to a certain mark, they can take risks, not take any salary.
Yeah.
So one thing is, so when there is the person is not financially stable, it's somewhat difficult. He may feel that to get into entrepreneurship. So nowadays there are multiple options.
Right.
Like, see, if your idea is good, you can always go with many of the schemes. Even governments are coming up with these schemes. They offer CGTMS based loans. But the downside is you may need to have some collateral for that. Or if your idea is exceptionally good, you may have to go with some fundings.
Right.
There are VCs and when sir is you can always go to
He's a banker himself. He worked in a good banking facility.
very good idea and knowledge about how to get into entrepreneurship. So he is the right person who can guide you financially how to start with entrepreneurship.
Yes, to start with anything, you need not to have very high amount of capital unless and until it is a manufacturing facility. Service oriented, because we have only expertise in service, because we are into a service industry, not capital intensive. Whatever we work, we take little of advance from the client and we manage slowly. That for different industry or different business, the working model would be different. But what we strongly believe that you need little money and you need a good idea and team. You know, you should have somebody who understands you, because demotivating factors are thousands. There are hardly anything which motivates you always. You have to have that self-motivation and fund arrangement. Again, case by case, it has to be dealt. We have only limited understanding in terms of that. But anyway, we started with our own little amount, not much of investment initially. We could able to get some advance from the client. Clients have supported us throughout. Yeah.
So, what do you see upon in next 5 or like 10 years?